Today, we are diving into one of the most famous family stories in the Bible, the story of Jacob and Esau. It's a tale about sibling rivalry, choices, consequences, and ultimately, forgiveness. So let's jump right in. Our story begins with a couple named Isaac and Rebekah. They had been praying for children for a long time, and finally, Rebekah became pregnant, but something felt unusual. She could feel the babies wrestling inside her. When the twins were born, the first one came out red and covered with hair, so they named him Esau. Right behind him came his little brother, grabbing at Esau's heel. They named him Jacob, which hints at grasping the heel or one who follows. From the very beginning, these two brothers were different. Esau grew up to be a rugged, outdoorsy type, a skilled hunter who loved the open fields. Jacob, on the other hand, was a quieter soul who preferred staying close to home, helping with the family flocks and cooking. And like in many families, the parents had their favorites. Isaac loved Esau for the game he brought home. Rebekah loved Jacob. This favoritism, as you might guess, would eventually lead to a whole lot of trouble. One day, Esau came home from a long hunt, absolutely exhausted and starving, so hungry he felt like he was going to pass out. As it happened, Jacob was in the kitchen, cooking a fragrant pot of lentil stew. Esau, overcome with hunger, begged, "Quick, give me some of that red stew. I'm about to die." Jacob saw an opportunity. He replied, "I will, but only if you sell me your birthright first." Now, in their culture, the birthright was a really big deal. It wasn't just a formality. It meant becoming the leader of the family and receiving a double portion of the inheritance. It was a position of honor and responsibility. But in that moment of intense hunger and exhaustion, Esau didn't seem to care about the future. He thought, "What good is a birthright to me if I'm about to die?" So, he agreed. And just like that, over a simple bowl of stew, Esau traded away something priceless for temporary satisfaction. It sounds unbelievable, but it's a powerful reminder of how easily we can make poor, short-sighted decisions when we're tired, stressed, or only focused on what we want right now. Years passed, and Isaac grew old and nearly blind. Feeling his time was short, he called for his favorite son, Esau. He said, "My son, please go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." This blessing was even more significant than the birthright. It was a prophetic, spiritual declaration that would shape the destiny of the son and his descendants. But Rebekah overheard this conversation. She rushed to Jacob, her favorite, determined that he should be the one to receive this powerful blessing. Together, they hatched a plan. Jacob would pretend to be Esau. Jacob was nervous and hesitant. "But Dad will know," he argued. "Esau is a hairy man, and I have smooth skin. What if he touches me? He'll think I am trying to trick him and I'll get a curse instead of a blessing." Rebekah, however, was resolute. She dismissed his fears, telling him to just do as she said. She dressed Jacob in Esau's best clothes so he would smell like his brother. And she covered his smooth hands and the back of his neck with goatskins to mimic Esau's hairy arms. Jacob then took the savory meal his mother had prepared and went into his father. When he approached Isaac, the old man was suspicious. He asked, "Who are you, my son?" Jacob lied, saying, I am Esau, your firstborn." Isaac was still uncertain. He said, "Come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you really are my son Esau or not." When he felt the goatskins on Jacob's hands, his doubts were calmed. "The voice is the voice of Jacob," Isaac muttered, "but the hands are the hands of Esau." Convinced enough, he ate the meal. Then he blessed Jacob, giving him the blessing intended for the firstborn, a blessing of prosperity, leadership over his brother, and God's favor. Just as Jacob had finished receiving the blessing and left his father's tent, Esau walked in, carrying the delicious meal he had hunted and prepared. He said, "My father, sit up and eat some of my game, so you can give me your blessing." Isaac began to tremble violently when he realized what had happened. He had been tricked. When Esau heard the news, he let out a loud and bitter cry, begging his father for another blessing. But it was too late. The primary blessing had been given and couldn't be taken back. The damage was done. Heartbroken and filled with rage, Esau swore that as soon as their father died, he would kill Jacob. To save his life, Jacob had to flee, leaving his home and family behind. Jacob ran far away to his uncle's homeland. There, over the next 20 years, he built a new life for himself. He married, had many children, and became a wealthy man with large flocks of sheep and goats. But the shadow of his deception and the fractured relationship with his brother never fully disappeared. After many years, God told Jacob it was time to return to his homeland. But going home meant one thing: facing Esau. Jacob was terrified. He was sure that Esau still held that 20-year-old grudge and wanted revenge. He was so scared that he divided his family and flocks into two groups, thinking that if Esau attacked one, the other might escape. He prayed fervently to God for protection. He also sent wave after wave of extravagant gifts, herds of goats, camels, cows, and donkeys ahead of him, hoping to appease his brother's anger. He braced himself for the worst possible outcome. But what happened next was truly incredible and completely unexpected. As Jacob approached, he saw Esau running toward him with 400 men. Jacob bowed down to the ground 7 times, a sign of deep humility. But Esau didn't attack him. Instead, he ran to meet Jacob and hugged him. He threw his arms around his brother's neck and kissed him, and the two brothers wept together. After all the years of separation, all the hurt, the betrayal, and the fear, Esau chose forgiveness over revenge. He welcomed his brother back with an open heart. The story of Jacob and Esau is a powerful look into family dynamics. It shows us that families are complicated, emotions run deep, and our choices, both good and bad, have long-lasting consequences that can shape our entire lives. Jacob's deception cost him 20 years of his life away from home. Esau's impulsive decision cost him his inheritance. But this story is also about something even more powerful: the incredible courage to forgive. It's a story of reconciliation, showing us that no matter how broken a relationship is, there's always a chance to heal, a chance to start again. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you or made you think, I encourage you to explore more stories like this. They're filled with relatable human struggles, profound hope, and timeless lessons that still speak to us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.